Okay, let's stay in West Africa. Another country, though, Mali. B2Gold, of course, has opened its massive mine there, and it announced production outperformance, to use its expression, in the latest quarter, and is declaring a dividend for the first time. Now, this miner has built a track record operating in difficult jurisdictions. We're joined now by Clive Johnson, CEO of B2Gold. Clive, I guess we better start off with that Semafo attack. Obviously shocking news. What are you hearing? What could possibly have been behind this thing?
Well, it's very tragic news, and our thoughts and prayers go out to all of the Semafo employees and people involved. Truly a tragic event, and we're all in this together in our industry, so our thoughts and prayers are with our friends at Semafo. Yeah, obviously there's a number of areas within West Africa where there have been troubles in the north, center and northeast of Mali, and also most recently we're quite a lot in Burkina Faso. I think that the bottom line is that the safety of our employees all around the world is paramount, and we take great steps to secure our sites. And we've always said that we will never ask our employees to go somewhere and work that we don't go ourselves as executives. And we take that very seriously, as the industry does. So it's a tragic event. I think we are comfortable where we are in terms of our major asset in West Africa, the Fekola mine, which we're currently expanding the production of. There's a belt of gold mines west of Bamako, which are well away from the main areas of violence in Mali, about 1,200 to 2,000 kilometers away, being in the west of Bamako. So there's 8 mines there. Some of them have been there for an awfully long time, like Barrick, coming from Rangold, and others. It's been a prosperous area in Mali and a very important part of the economy, and it's been a safe area to be in the gold mining industry, and we intend to keep it that way, working closely with the government and the other mining companies.
Right. I mean, as you say, you're about 1,200 miles or kilometers, from the main conflict area in Mali. But that is a troubled country. I mean, there was an attack there October 1st, as you know. 2 army bases were attacked, and there are fears it's spreading, this unrest spreading into the more populous parts of Mali. So it's got to be, I mean, are you spending a lot on security, for example?
Yeah, security, of course, as I mentioned, is paramount. So we do have a significant security budget. We, of course, for obvious reasons, don't give out all the details of what we do in security publicly. But we work very well and very closely with the government of Mali, who are very strong forces, and also with the other security from all the other mining companies. We're in constant contact, and everyone works together to ensure that we have a safe environment. I mean, I would underline the importance to Mali, of the economy of Mali, of the gold production. These are great jobs, and we're doing great things in the communities in Mali. So part of it is where you are in the country, definitely, and the majority of the violence has been up in the center and the northeast. It's very serious, obviously. The Malian government has the benefit of a strong long-term support of the United Nations, including Canada historically, but also the French forces. So you have to look at these countries, in every one of these countries in West Africa or everywhere in the world, the security issues are always a little bit different from one country to the other.
You looks like you had a strong quarter there. The Fekola mine, your crown jewel, by far your biggest assets in Mali, boosting the production forecast there. You're maintaining your overall guidance. You say it could be as high as 975,000 ounces this year, maybe a bit lower, but you're not far off 1 million ounces now.
No, we're not, and we're very pleased with the performance of this last quarter. We set another record with just about 260,000 ounces of gold production, very low cost production, and this is on a consolidated basis from the 3 mines, but very solid production at each mine and very low costs of about $443 an ounce operating cost and around $750 all-in sustaining. Those were significant beats on our own budgets, down $43 or 7% on the operating costs, and also on the all-in sustaining costs below our projection. So we're on track, as you said, to realize our guidance of 935 to 975,000 ounces this year, and we're looking at all-in sustaining costs of somewhere around 800. So that's given us a fantastic financial position, the ability to pay down debt, and now, as you mentioned earlier, introducing our first dividend, which we see as a significant milestone for our shareholders.
Why such a small dividend, Clive? Why do you bother? We were curious, does it make you eligible for accounts that have to buy dividend-paying stocks, for example?
No, that's not the driving force, Andy, but I also think you have to look at the gold sector. If you look at there aren't that many companies in the gold space that pay dividends. If you look at our new dividend with about 1.2% yield and 4 cents over the year, that's actually in the upper middle of the pack for gold company paying a dividend. So I think it's significant, and I think our shareholders who buy gold shares, in the case of ours, they believe in our long-term ability to be profitable as we are and continue to grow the company. But I think a lot of them really like to see the fact that we are a mature company. We're going to take our cash from operations and use it to find more gold and build more gold mines. But we always wanted, this was our vision 12 years ago when we created B2Gold from zero. We wanted to become a profitable, responsible gold mining company that could take its cash flow and use some of it for growth, but also dividend some of it back to the employees. I didn't think it would happen to the shareholders. I didn't think it would happen quite this quickly, but I think it's a significant milestone, and we, of course, intend to build on that. But we'll always be a company that is driven by profitable gold production and growth. And if you look at the last 10 years, our growth from zero production to almost 1 million ounces a year now, we've clearly been very good at doing that.
Finally, I see Mark Bristow, the Barrick gold boss, is watching you. He told the Globe and Mail there he'd buy B2Gold if he could. He thinks it's too expensive. And you've told us in the past as well, you want a premium takeover. You don't want any of these no premium deals.
Well, I think it's more importantly not what I want. It's more important what the shareholders want. And I think that our shareholders are very supportive and get lots of compliments recently and of our contrarian philosophy over 12 years to be able to continue to succeed and build gold mines when very few were doing that. So we think we're undervalued, of course. But at the end of the day, many analysts agree with that, by the way. But I think I appreciate Mark's compliment about what he thinks of our project. But at the end of the day, our shareholders, I don't see our shareholders being interested in any kind of bid for B2Gold unless it was a significant premium. Our recent annual general meeting in June, we had about 80% of our shares voted, which is extraordinary, and we had plus 90% support of the board and management. So I wouldn't be interested in a no premium takeover, and I'm sure the vast majority of the other shareholders who I talked to wouldn't be either. So Mark's not famous for paying up for things. Mark's had a great track record of finding a lot of gold. So I don't think that Mark is going to come, as he's basically acknowledged, and pay a huge premium for us. So we appreciate the compliment. He's been highly successful, and we hope that Barrick continues to succeed. And I like the comments he made today about you have to be open internationally to find and build gold mines. You know, depending on your religious persuasion, it's either Mother Nature or God who decides where these large deposits go. They're not all in Nevada or Chile. So we've had a history over 40 years in B1 and B2 of being driven by the opportunity, which Mark echoed as well. We've been driven by finding the best deposits in the world to build and trying to see if we can work in those jurisdictions. And you've seen our track record over 40 years of working. We're sort of, I think, we're the poster child of managing political risk.
We'll have to leave it there.
The
Clive, we're running out of time. Thanks very much for joining us. Sorry for cutting you off. Clive Johnson, CEO at B2Gold.